Forgot to add us there. My bad. What's up, Game On, Wisconsin? Welcome back. Sorry for the last night. I had to step away right before the show went live. My partner, my wife, was getting an ocular migraine, and we got a little one, man. Someone's got to watch the guy, so I apologize. I'm glad Amar and I were able to jump back on tonight, and we're going to get into this Packers stuff here. Oh, man, I'm rusty here. I'm like pushing buttons I'm not supposed to press and everything.
Look at you, man. We didn't get back on the grind, boy. What's going on here?
How you doing tonight, Amar, man? How you doing tonight?
I'm great, man. It's gonna be it's a crazy week at work, so things are going really crazy right now. But the kids are gonna be home starting tomorrow for the rest of the week. Got Thanksgiving, Thursday off. Gonna be trying to see, about trying to get my folks, get them out and about on Wednesday and get ready for the family, activities and stuff they're going to be having, and trying to make the best of Black Friday and trying to see if I can get some sales. But man, I'm good, man. I'm just, I'm still running high off that kick-ass victory we had a couple days ago.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just, really looking forward to this Thursday night. I'm really looking forward to just seeing our boys play again. And on top of that, the fact that, we get to watch them on TV. We got to watch them on TV by us here on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then get to see them on Thursday, and then get to see them again next Thursday against Detroit. So it's good. Hey, man, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm pumped too. I'm gonna be honest with our listeners right now. I didn't watch the game. I know, but I was working. All right, so and I was working at the Seahawks-Cardinals game.
Yes, sir.
So my nonprofit got the opportunity to go sell 50-50 raffle tickets at the Seahawks game, and the Seahawks organization called Task Force 12 gives all the nonprofits in Washington a chance to come participate in this. And so obviously 50-50 raffle, right? 50% of it goes to the winner that's sitting in the stands that day. Then the other 50% of the money goes into a pot. And it's like that every game. And at the end of the season, after all those 50-50 raffle tickets, they divide that money amongst those nonprofits equally, and you just get that chunk of money. And last year, after this event, before I was working for my organization, we got over $7,000 for that one day of work.
Damn, nice, man.
50-50. Yeah, man, that's legit. So there was 4 of us that went down there, and we sold 50-50 raffle tickets. We saw the Seahawks beat the Cardinals, man, and that was for the division lead. So it was a rowdy crowd down there, man. Everyone was really good, and I was peeking at the score, though. I was definitely following the Packers, Niners. Every time there was it was between quarters that we would sell most of our tickets. So when the game was live, we didn't have a lot of people coming to buy tickets from us. So I got to follow the game. I came home and I watched like a 20-minute condensed version of the game. So, yeah, man, I'm really excited that we handled our business in this one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel you, brother. I was going to say, I was watching the game. I watched half of it at a casino, and the other half I was watching / driving very unsafely home. And I must have been, if people saw me in my car, seeing as the plays were going on, I was losing my freaking mind. I understand the Niners are depleted. I don't give a damn. You know what?
Yeah.
We've played multiple games without our quarterback. We've played games without Rashawn Gary in the past. We've played games without top-tier players on both sides of the field, and we've still gotten victory. So I don't want to hear any of that, especially when people hyping up Kyle Shanahan as one of the greatest coaches ever. He's one of the best play callers ever. And if I recall correctly, he beat us with a team in 2019 who only threw the ball 9 times. So –
Dude,
I really don't want to hear it.
Tommy DeVito and the Giants last year. So, I don't want to hear shit about, we didn't have this, we didn't have that, man. Any given Sunday, baby.
Exactly. That was the Joe Barry ran defense, hence why Tommy DeVito looked like a freaking, Colin Kaepernick out there. But no joke, though. The fact is, Niners, even though they were depleted, they still had core guys there. Kittle still got off a little bit. Debo just had a really bad game. He had 4 targets. I think he had only 1 catch. And truth be told, Christian McCaffrey, he got, I think 10 or 12 carries, but he got his touches too. He wasn't getting anything done. and
Yeah.
guys that are marquee players that normally can take over a game. So at the end of the day, Packers showed up. Josh Jacobs embarrassed the shit out of them. And that's another thing too. I think there was a guy, either C. Coles or it was Lewis C.K. Lewis, one of the guys that's on Twitter who like really posts a lot of good stuff, right? And he had mentioned that, like we've had really good running backs. I'm not trying to take anything away from Aaron Jones, but the way he ran more of like a finesse running back, right? Where like, when it gets like with a guy like him, not to say he wasn't tough, but he wasn't as physical as Josh Jacobs, right? And you just see the way Jacobs runs and the fact that here you are in the fourth quarter. And he's what we thought A.J. Dillon was going to be. We thought A.J. Dillon was going to be this bruiser back that was just going to get bigger and stronger and faster as the game went on. And that Tennessee game in 2021, we thought we saw something, an epiphany of some sorts, right?
Hey, he's a legend for that game, though, forever in my book.
He is. He truly is. And he is the mayor of Door County, right? And other than that, not much else. He's a good locker room guy. He's a good dude, whatever the case may be. But truth be told, man, like the way Josh Jacobs ran that ball, man, he's an absolute beast. And he's the kind of dude that you just keep feeding him the rock and he's going to get the job done. And I'm kind of worried because he did get like 26 touches on Sunday. And now we're turning back around, going up against the Miami Dolphins team, right? And 4 days later. So I really do hope that, Emmanuel Wilson, Sr., when he was out there, he looked really good, right? Chris Brooks, when he was getting touches, he looked good too. Kind of hoping that like we split more carries amongst those guys and, try to just keep Jacobs as healthy as possible for that Detroit game because we're going to need him.
Good call. Emmanuel Wilson ran really well. The other day was like nine carries for like 40 yards or something like that. Yeah. I know he ripped off like 120-yarder. Definitely you'd hope to try to bring those snaps down because the next 4 games the Packers have are all prime time games too. And so
I was gonna say I'm due, bro. Like, look, Thursday night, Sunday night, then another Monday night, and don't be surprised if that Minnesota game gets flexed. Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm just like we literally are playing like almost every game. Like for the next, we're gonna be in prime time for the next 4 weeks, which is kind of crazy to think about it.
I love the back-to-back Thursdays. That's really unique. I think I brought that up last show. Last time we were like, when's the last time somebody played on back-to-back Thursdays?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We play those back-to-back Thursdays, and then we play Sunday night in Seattle.
Yeah.
So that's like a week and a half, man. We get like
more rest. Get more rest.
Yeah. And I'm just stoked because that's the game I'm going to be at.
Yeah, I was going to say, boy. Yeah.
It's going to be good, man. I honestly hope the Seahawks can keep winning because it would just like be awesome to get there, because they play the Seahawks play the Jets and then the Cardinals and then they play the Packers.
Yeah.
So even if they go 1-1, I just want a playoff atmosphere because if the Seahawks are still leading their division or in the playoff race, it's going to be a wild one, man.
That division is a battle of attrition. That division is what the NFC East used to be for so many years, right? Where they would just beat each other up, and then there would be like a 9-7 team or a 9-8 team that's going to make the playoffs, right? Because that's who wins the division, right? But I mean, that's what it is, though. And like right now, Seattle, Arizona, and the Rams all got a shot. Hell, even the Niners still got a shot. The Niners still got a shot to win that division if they want.
Here's the thing, though. The Niners, I think, have the Bills this week.
Yeah, coming off a bye.
Yeah. So, dude, I'm thinking to myself, oh, damn, the Niners could be 2 games under 500 with 5 games to go.
Yeah.
With a banged up team. I've been hearing some people say that like this was going to be the Niners' last chance because of all the contracts and the way things are looking. They're going to have to blow it up soon. And it's just like they might not even make the playoffs. And then they got to like sign Purdy to a bigger deal or decide if they keep him, who knows what they're going to do. Because I can tell you, if Purdy goes somewhere else, I don't think he will ever look as good again.
He would need to go to Miami. He would need to go to like a team that runs like, let's say the Rams get him, right? Where they all run the same similar scheme. That's a possibility is what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Like, they're talking about how Kirk Cousins might be done in Atlanta already because they signed him to that big extension, and midway through the season, he was kind of already regressing, right? And so if he becomes a free agent or if he gets traded to the Niners, that's Kyle Shanahan's golden boy. He's been wanting that dude forever. So I don't know. I just think that if he were to get him, and don't forget, man, Aaron Rodgers is still out there. Rodgers is talking about how he wants to play one more year. Well, actually, I take that back. He doesn't know if he wants to play, but if he does want to play one more year, he wants to play with the Jets. And then there's a lot of scuttlebutt talking about the Jets want to move on from him. So I don't know what's going to happen there.
Hell yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I don't think the Jets want him there.
I think they're done.
Over it.
Yeah, everyone's over it. Everyone's over him. Everyone's like, well, you're such a badass in practice, but you can't get shit done in a real game. What's the point? Right?
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing with him and even like Devontae too, I love Devontae Adams, but I feel like when you got guys that kind of run their own script kind of thing, like the reason why they played so well together because they would just do backyard football. Like they weren't really they weren't running the plays that like the coaches are drawing up for them. They're just like Rod's like, hey, just get open, I'll find you.
Yeah,
that's not what the play calls for, right?
And
even
that's like some high school type shit too, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we're more athletic and talented, quarterback and wide receiver here, and they'll play like a 2-man game. And they were just so damn good, right? They were able to kind of do that at that level because typically you can't accomplish that at this level. And they were, right? They had a special connection, but Rodgers has lost a step,
Oh, dude, he's lost a step, and on top of that too, like he ain't got the same offensive line that he had in Green Bay over there in New York, bro. Let's just be real right now. Like, as many faults as we want to blame our line for when they're like little things here and there, our line is probably like a top 3 line. I mean, it just is what it is, right? I mean,
I was just gonna say, in the last I think 9 games or last 10 games, Love's been sacked 9 times or something like that, or he's been sacked 10 times in the last 9 games, which is like leading the NFL. So you're right, Amar. Like our line is playing really good right now, and Rodgers doesn't have that.
No, not at all. That's why I'm just like, you know what? Like, I would love to see if he makes it through the whole year, and like I want to see if he plays out the year. I would appreciate it if he did. That would show that he actually gives a damn about the team, and just making sure he's just there for the team that he keeps saying that he's all about. But yeah, at the end of the day, man, it's right now. I think Jordan came off the bye. He's making better decisions. There were a couple passes he made yesterday that I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah. But on the flip side, he threw almost a perfect ball to Watson, who kind of dropped it. But hey, that was Watson's first drop of the year. It wasn't like up until that point, Watson's been literally probably one of the most consistent catchers on the team. So I'm not going to bust him up for anything.
And
everyone drops the ball, man.
Yeah,
Jordy Nelson dropped a ball like that against Buffalo in 2014. That would have given us the number 1 seed, and then we would have had Seattle come to Green Bay instead of us going to Seattle. So, I'm just saying, everyone fucks up. I'm just saying, even the best fuck up. So I'm not gonna sit here and have people have been shitting on Watson. I'm just saying, dude, multiple people have said it. Hey, it's his first drop all year. What are we doing right now? Come on. Yeah. And honestly, he'll make it up this game. Don't worry, man. I ain't even worried about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and it happened at a time in the game where it was frustrating, right? Because you would have jumped out to a 17-point lead at halftime, against a Niners team that was probably needing to come in and just try to rely on McCaffrey and Debo, but they were going to have to come out gunslinging. If you go up 17. So I think just people overreacted in that moment, like you said, and some people just can't. I don't know why some people have it out for Watson, man. I just don't get it.
No.
But like you said, he's going to make up for it. He's going to make up for it, and he did it in a game where that was the game to do it because we were in control at that time, and we finished that game strong, man.
I mean, honestly, even though like he was very efficient in these last 2 games. He didn't throw the ball a lot, but he needed to throw the ball a lot, right? And even in that game against Chicago, like they got to the red zone 5 times, they hit, and then they punched it in 3 times, right? Yeah, they missed on 2 of them. But like, at the end of the day, like I think one thing I loved about this game was the fact that LaFleur trusting Jacobs to get into the end zone and not trying to get too cute with it, right?
Yeah.
And also Tucker Kraft showing how much of a red zone threat he is. And bro, like there's something that they were talking about last year, like during Toyotathon is when like the whole season of Toyotathon is when Jordan pops off.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much validity to is it, but since Toyotathon has started, he's been playing really good. So I'm like, hey, I just need Toyotathon to get extended to February, and I'll be a happy camper, bro. But,
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. But like honestly, that game, I saw bits and pieces of it. The game, I think, all in all the people that we were beating up on, Josh Myers, Kenny Clark, Keyshawn Nixon, Lucas Van Ness, everybody showed up. Quay Walker, everybody showed up. Everyone had a great game. And I feel like Kyle Shanahan is like the OG, right? Now you got the young bull, you got the young buck, the Padawan, and Mike McDaniels coming to Green Bay. And I think we could just transition right into that, right? Where unless you want to keep talking about the game, I was gonna say we could go into the next one. What do you want to do?
We can go to the Packers and Finns.
Yeah, you want to do it? Or you want? Let's do it.
We can talk about Packers and Finns right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like, bro, like, there's so much that I want to talk about. So first things like the halftime show, they're gonna have Lindsey Sterling, and I'm a huge Lindsey Sterling fan. Bro, you have no idea. I love her violin work, dog. I've been following this girl since like probably 10 years now, man. I went to one of her concerts at Wolf Trap here in Virginia one time.
All right.
My wife was like, man, don't ever take me to that again. She goes, what the hell was that? I was like, I know. I was hyped. I knew all the songs. I was like, it was terrible. I was just bobbing my head, fucking jamming out and shit. But she's very talented. So she's doing the halftime show for our game, which I think is pretty cool. But the reason I want to jump to it so fast is because the narrative is that Tua cannot play in prime time and he cannot play in cold temperatures.
Yeah.
So he's like 0-8 in games that are below 30 or something like that. And then also he hasn't done very well in prime time either, right?
Yeah.
So what are you thinking? How are you feeling about this Miami game and this Miami team that's 3-0 right now since Tua came back?
3-0 since he came back.
Yeah. They're on a 3-game win streak, basically. They ain't played nobody, but they're on a 3-game win streak.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to come in with confidence. I think they're going to probably have some big splash plays. So they won at LA, then they were at home and beat Raiders Patriots. Okay. Yeah. You better beat those teams.
Right.
I guess Rams, I'm not sure who they had back at that time, but I'm not that stressed. They're gonna come out slinging. I think it's supposed to be cloudy and with a high of 28. I think the game time temp or game time kickoff is supposed to be like 28 degrees. So it's only going to be getting colder as the game goes on. Not sweating it, man. And we got to get some pressure. This might sound fucked up, but like you got to get to Tua. Like,
yeah, no,
I feel bad. I mean, that's like the name of the game, right? That's the name of the game. And I'm not trying to say not like
hurt him. Yeah, I agree.
The thing is, though, the truth is you can knock him out of the game off of a legit hit because he can get rattled pretty easily.
I agree.
So I don't want to see Tua get hurt.
No.
But at the same time, man, like, dude, he's a guy that you can knock out of the game.
I'm with you on that. I think the way we could say it is he's a very precision passing quarterback, meaning that like everything that he does is based on timing. Like, so he has to, 2-step, 1-step, 5-step, 7-step, 9-step drops, whatever the hell he does. Everything's all based on timing. So if you could disrupt that timing by playing with a really crazy aggressive mentality of like, okay, we're gonna man press these guys, we're gonna bump them off their routes, and we're gonna try to get in their face, and we're gonna try to disrupt as much as we can because we know that if somehow our pressure packages can get to him, he's gonna make mistakes. Like even against that Rams game, like Jared Verse and Frisk were eating up that offensive line. They were killing it. And the Rams defense isn't really that great. And I think that with us, Rashawn Gary's been really coming on these last couple of games. Lucas Van Ness had probably a career game this Sunday, right? Honestly. And if we can really, if we can really impact the offensive line enough to disrupt him, we got a shot.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. I'm with you on that. We need to get pressure on him. We need to rattle his cage a little bit. Not his brain, not his scrambled eggs, none of that shit. I'm just saying he's got to get pressure on him. You got to keep hitting him. And you got to get him off his rhythm. That's it.
Yeah. So that's one thing I want to see. And True North Packers fan says Amar is thankful for kickers this Thanksgiving.
Fuck yeah. You ain't got to tell me twice, dog. Hell yeah, I am. Man, Brandon McManus is a beast, dude. He hit that 50 yards on Sunday, and I was like, yo, sign me up, dog. Like, I am. I was a happy camper, dude. And then on top of that, too, all the extra points went through. I was like, thank you. Look, I'm just saying, like, after what we went through with all these damn with Narv Puppy and freaking, Andrews Carlson and all these Bamas, I was like, the hell with it. I'm happy, dog. Sign me. Just give me this, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And I haven't heard anything about his character yet. I know some people were, had those things to say, and I was curious about those accusations as well. But as far as I'm concerned, it's cleared up. It's water under the bridge.
There's a lot of baggage there. Clearly the NFL didn't see anything with it. On top of that, too, there were no criminal charges pressed against him. So, look, I don't know, man. That's a can of worms that I don't want us to get into because honestly, we don't know all the facts of the details. I've read up everything that's on there, but the truth is like it's no different than the punter for the Chiefs now, Matt Ariza, who basically got drafted by the Bills. All this stuff came out about him sexually assaulting girls at a party. Then he got cut from the team. Then a year later, they were like, "Oh, hey, sorry." Either the person recanted or they found very many holes in their testimony, and then everything was dropped. But by then, he was already out of a job, right? So, of course, Kansas City gave him a shot, and he's been kind of doing he's a punk god for a reason. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And like when you go really into it, it just sounds like it just gets a little messy with this one in particular. So I really don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, and we'll never know.
I don't think we will. No. So, whatever occurs is going to get sealed. Something's going to happen, right? And it's just going to be like whatever at that point. Yeah. But I'm happy for our kicker. The hell, let's talk about our punter. Daniel Whelan, our Irish god. Hey, boy. All I gotta say is I love that dude, man. He is what we wanted J.K. Scott to be, who we wanted Burroquist to be. I remember when the punter for the Seattle Seahawks was going out. Dickerson, is it Dickerson?
Yeah,
it was Dickerson, right? And I was like, man, could you imagine if we had a punter like that? And now we got one. Because Dickerson is just like that, too. He can flip a damn field. And the difference is, dude, Whelan's doing that shit right now, man.
Yeah. And let's say, like, to put spin on the ball, too, like on a rugby ball, I think there's like 11 different ways they kick the ball or some shit like that in the sport of rugby.
Yeah.
So it's just like these dudes just already know how to put certain types of touch and spin on the ball. Then they just have to work with a new ball and maybe, tweak their style or their strategies. And he's figured it out, man. And I'm stoked.
If you listen to Homer on Homer Hour, he's always talking about like how, someone should just go and just take all the soccer players who fizzle out and just make them into field goal kickers. And then that's because Brandon Arbery was like that, right? And it's similar with this, with the rugby players when it comes to punting. You know what I'm saying? Like same thing. Like I think that because the way rugby players kick, all of them do kick just like a punter does, right? They're not field goal kicking. They're literally running and kicking the ball like that, right? So I'm with you, bro. I think like there is some translation of those different games that can kind of be implemented in NFL. And we're seeing it right now. I mean, it's amazing, man.
And the NFL, the popularity, the sport of American football is growing in Europe right now.
Huge, bro.
So They need to bring NFL Europe back. Do you remember that?
I remember that. I was just talking about that.
Kurt
I was like,
Warner, Kurt Warner played for like the Rheinhold Dragons or something like that, or the Rhine-Main Dragons or something. I don't
right.
know. But that's what they need to bring back. They don't need to like. I know we're getting into the weeds here, but fuck it. It's Thanksgiving. We're just gonna talk about whatever we want to right now. We're gonna roast our turkey and eat it too. But I think they need to bring NFL Europe back and kind of like maybe use it as a minor league, right? The NFL needs to put a little funding in it. The sport is growing. You're going to get more of a crowd there. And then you can still bring the NFL game there, a handful of times throughout the season. But get NFL Europe back, man. I think that would be better than this XFL, USFL bullshit. In my opinion, man, if you want to grow the game internationally, start a league, bring the NFL Europe back.
Yeah, I mean, you can see what Goodell is doing. Like, he literally has the game going to like every single city in Europe right now. Yeah. And on top of that, too, it's going to like South America. It's going to Mexico. It's going everywhere, bro. England. Hey, he's expanding, and maybe that's his whole point, is to do this to where then he can open up NFL Europe again. Because I felt like that was a great idea, and it's a great way for NFL players to be able to work on their skills while the season's going on, or whatever the case would be, right? And having almost like a route from that to the NFL, if you're a good enough player, I think that's great.
Yeah. But as for Packers Dolphins, man, I gotta ask, what are you gonna be eating? What's your Thanksgiving feast gonna be? Man?
Shit, man, what am I gonna do? Thanksgiving, dude. So like my wife's family, they go all out. They go all out every year. Like basically, we go to someone's house, and everyone, they're almost like potluck style. So everyone has a dish they have to bring in, right?
Yeah.
And so like I'm not a ham guy. I don't know why. I'm just not really a ham guy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a big turkey guy.
Okay.
When I say turkey, I do it in combination with stuffing. So I'm that guy. I love stuffing. I love
stuffing, dude.
Dude, stuffing's my shit, dude. I love stuffing, cranberry sauce, green bean casserole, mac and cheese, basically all the sides, yams, sweet potato, all that good stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Like all the sweet stuff, all the carbs, everything crazy. And then the turkey and stuff. Yeah, turkey's not bad, but I need it with everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I need to have it.
Oh yeah. Man.
Some turkey with a little stuffing, some turkey with some mashed potatoes, some turkey with some yams. There's a little bit of everything with the turkey, man.
Yeah. I don't want any naked, dry turkey, man.
Hell no. I'll choke on that shit, dude. Like what the hell? Yeah, no thank you.
So I make two things every year to bring to the table. I always make a green bean casserole. And I use all fresh ingredients, and I'll make like my cream of mushroom from scratch. And so that's my jam, is like from scratch green bean casserole. Yep. And then the other thing that I make is I'm on the other hand, I love ham, dude. Yeah. Turkey, I could, yeah. I don't make a whole bird anymore. If I go somewhere and they'll have a whole bird, I'll have some of it. But my thing, man, is I get turkey legs and I season them and I roast them in the oven until they're almost done. And then right before they're done, I pull them out and I throw them on my nice smoky grill, and I finish them off like kind of smoking them for like another 30 minutes. So then you kind of get like that harder, like crunchier skin on the turkey leg, and then you get the smoky flavor in it all too. And it kind of comes out like one of those like Renaissance fair drumsticks, I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
That's my jam, dude. I bust out some culinary skills on Thanksgiving, and green bean casserole from scratch, and then the turkey leg.
You know what though, man, Bernie? I felt like you probably be a mean like Chef Ramsay, just behind that motherfucking damn grill, man, or behind the stove. I feel like you could cook up some food, man. You got that look of you, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I can, man, and I usually get a little stoned, and I throw all the recipes away. Because I cook with love, man. I don't cook with math.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. I don't care what temperature, what the time is.
Yep.
How many teaspoons or cups of that? I'm gonna just show me the ingredients. I'm gonna make it.
You're gonna make it happen. You're gonna figure it out. Yeah.
That's why I'm not a
that's an
baker.
army coming out. That's an army coming out. That's what that is.
Yeah. With the baking, I suck at baking, dude. I ain't gonna lie, because you have to use the math in
That's
baking.
true.
You can't be playing with a recipe. You know, you got to stick to it when you bake.
Yes, sir.
But stuffing needs its life partner, mashed potatoes on the plate.
I had to share that. I agree with that. You right. Stuffing needs something with it. I can eat stuffing by itself, a little gravy on top, but shoot.
Yes. Yeah. You know, you just put them right next to each other. That way, when you bring the gravy, it's just like over both of them.
Yes. Done.
I mean, I usually put gravy across the whole plate.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's what's up, man. Hell yeah.
So, I guess we can just keep talking. Like, we're talking about the Packers and Finns,
Yep.
but let's talk about like that whole day, Thanksgiving, right? Because we have a Bears-Lions game. Too bad the Vikings weren't going to play the Cowboys or something. The whole NFC North would be playing. That would be rad.
That'd be awesome.
But I'm going to wake up. I think the game starts at like 9:30 for me here on the West Coast. The Lions-Bears game. Do the Bears have any shot in hell to go ruin Detroit's Thanksgiving?
I can see it. I can see it. I'm just saying, dude, Detroit should have freaking blew out the Colts, man. And they weren't able to get a lot going with the Colts. Ever since they played us, they did come back with a big 50 burger against Jacksonville, right? But Jacksonville is basically is like a shadow of a team at this point. But like, I feel like, you know, Detroit is slowing down a little bit. Maybe it's slowing down by decision, like by their own, you know, by like their own decision, right? They're like, all right, well, we're not going to keep scoring all these points. We're going to just save some tricks for later. But truth be told, man, Chicago did take Minnesota to overtime. You know, that was pretty impressive. Now, Minnesota also did have Sam Darnold go out. You know, they had fumbles by Aaron Jones. They had missteps kind of happening coming up here and there, right? So for me, I feel like, you know, Detroit is a pretty special team on Thanksgiving for the most part. They weren't last year, clearly. But truth be told, like, I do think that Chicago probably could give them a run for their money, because if you do go look back at who Detroit has played from a quarterback perspective, I don't think they've really played a lot of marquee quarterbacks, if I'm correct, right? And I feel like they're due, man. I feel like they're due to have a clunker game. I just think Detroit's due for one. So,
and like, you know, the Bears lost like 4 in a row now or something.
Yeah,
they're like in a 5. They've lost 5 in a row.
5 in a row.
They've gone from 4-2 to 4-7. So
and heartbreakers too. Like the game against Washington, the game against us, the game against Minnesota. All those games were like down to the wire. Like they should have beat Washington. With us, hell, if they probably could have beaten us if we were being realistic, right? And then on top of that too, in Minnesota, they took them to overtime, and then it was I think it was a broken coverage that allowed them to get in and score. So I'm just saying, like, Chicago's been getting the shit out of the stick, which I'm perfectly fine with, because fuck Chicago. Just like fuck the Niners, fuck Chicago. Like, they're both, for me now, the Niners are a rival just because of the fact that they've been beating us, right? So like Chicago is not a rival. Chicago is literally our children, because we beat them when they get out of line. But like, you know, with Niners, that ain't the case. Not yet, at least.
Yeah. Something I want to talk about too a little bit is Love ready for another streak, right? He finally went a game without throwing an interception.
He tried to a couple times. I ain't gonna lie now. He did try to a couple times, but it didn't happen.
He did. We got lucky though, but maybe he's ready to go on a streak here and now at the end of the season like he did last year.
Yeah.
You know, he beat the Niners, didn't throw an interception. Sometimes I feel like after a positive performance like that, coming back on a short week, he might be ready to go at it again against the Dolphins. But what's your confidence level right now in Jordan Love?
So right now, because like I had said previously about the Toyota-thon, I am at sky high confidence level. I think like as long as Toyota-thon's going on, Jordan's gonna be on a heater. I think he's already showing it. He's threw 2 touchdowns last week. He's basically ran one in, had another touchdown the week before. 4 touchdowns in the last 2 games. Is it 4 touchdowns? Yeah, 4 touchdowns last 2 games. On top of that, too, Josh Jacobs is really starting to get going. On top of the fact that we were in the red zone, his efficiency for running the ball with Jacobs has gotten a lot better too, especially against this, last week, this last Sunday. So I think that this is the time for Jordan to really get back onto one of those streaks. And honestly, if you do look at the teams they're playing, Miami's defense is good but not great. Joe Barry is a run game coordinator for the defense over there. So I'm looking forward to Josh Jacobs to dicing that shit up. And on top of that, too, Anthony Weaver is the DC over there who had a pretty good job. He did a pretty good job when he was in Baltimore with the Mike McDonald defensive ran team with the Ravens.
Yeah.
But since being in Miami, he's been a little bit hit or miss, Detroit Lions defense is not good, and they're losing people left and right. They lost Hutchinson. They just lost Alizoni. Their secondary is not that great. So I think they're getting injured at the wrong time. They just cut Sam Houston too. So I'm just saying, Detroit is the team that you can expose, but you just got to be able to keep up with their offense, basically, right? Seattle Seahawks have been proven that you can run on them. They're not a top 15 defense by any means. The Saints have a good defense on paper, but it just hasn't been coming together. Lately, they've been playing better, but honestly, the teams that have been playing haven't been really crazy. And then Vikings, I feel like the Vikings, I feel like we have a shot against the Vikings in Minnesota just because of the way we showed up in the second half of that game against them. And then back to the Bears again. And then the Bears come to Green Bay. So, who knows if Caleb is even playing by that point. He could be benched for Tyson Bagent because they want to just conserve him because they don't want him to get hurt or something, right? So
and
he has a great opportunity to go for a run right now.
Yeah. And we also like that I was thinking about that Bears game at the end. If Bears would need to go on a run now of winning 5 in a row, I think, to get a shot at the playoffs.
Yep.
I don't see that happening. So like you said, the Bears might be shutting it down, shutting it down. But the thing is, the Packers could very well be in a position at the end of at the end of the season there where it's it doesn't matter whether we win or lose. We might be stuck in the 6th spot or 5th spot, right?
I agree.
The Lions are going to win this division, okay? I don't think they're going to trip and stumble that bad.
No.
The Vikings would have to stumble and trip too. We got to remember that we're 3rd in the NFC North right now. So it's gonna be interesting to watch this kind of as the season's coming down to an end. Like you said, we have a good chance at a run. We're 8-3 right now. We are 1-2 in the division. I'm hoping we can win that last Bears game and then get one from the Lions or Vikings. It'd be nice to end at least 500 in the division.
I completely agree. Yes.
I don't think we can run the table, to be honest with you. Our division is way too freaking tough, man.
Yeah, it would, like you said, it would take Jordan going on a heater. It would take Jair coming back from the PCL injury that he has on his knee, right? Yeah. Him saying that he's going to need more time to recover, which is fine by me. Honestly, if there's a much fluctuation in our seeding when it comes to playoffs and we're guaranteed to make the playoffs, then I might hold out Ja until we need him. Hold him out until his knee is 100% or as close can be, right?
Yeah.
And then you run for the playoff run, basically.
Yeah. You think Ja's out this week? Thursday?
I mean, yeah, probably. Because the way he spoke, the way Matt Schneidman had reported it was that he heard it during the Jacksonville game on that last play when he was kind of jumping up and down, right?
Yeah.
And then he took 3 weeks off, and he said he would need more than 3 weeks for it to be better. So I don't know if that means he needs another 3 weeks or he was on snap counts against Chicago, played 10 plays, and he was out, right? So my question now is all right, well then how much time do you need? And do you need an additional 3 weeks or do you just need another two weeks or so? Because they said they're not putting him on IR. So if they're not putting him on IR, they're expecting him to be back sooner than 4 weeks is my logic there. Yeah, so. Then, of course, you can't forget about Luke Musgrave, man. Luke Musgrave is still out there. He's still trying to get healthy. If we can get him for a stretch run, that'll be nice too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ja was listed here as a non-participant on Monday's practice.
Yep.
It's As for Luke Musgrave,
He's still on IR, so they haven't
yeah,
activated him yet. Yeah.
yeah. So he's still got a little bit. He went on the 11th, so he should be coming off here soon.
Yeah, you would think so, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm stoked. I'm stoked for the end of this season, and we can talk a little bit about this playoff picture because if the playoffs started today, the Packers would travel to Seattle to play the Seahawks. So here's the crazy thing, Amar, is the way the things could be laid out is Packers could come out here for Sunday Night Football, and then a few weeks later they could be coming out here for Wild Card Weekend.
Damn, ain't that some shit? Holy crap!
Yeah.
Man.
I don't think I'd make the wild card game. Those tickets would probably be a little out of my price range.
Probably, yeah. I was gonna say that. Yeah, unless you get them soon enough, like you get them early enough, maybe. But even then,
I do kind of have a connection with the Seattle Seahawks, though. Now,
I mean,
did I tell you what they're going to help me out with for the Packers game?
No, go ahead.
So, when I come to the Packers game for Sunday Night Football in Seattle, because I got to meet some people that work for the Seahawks. They're going to get me down on the field pre-game, and I get to hold, they pull out this huge American flag for the national anthem, and they usually have a bunch of people out there in uniform, but they usually also try to get some veterans, and it's so you can just wear your civilian clothes out there or whatever. And so they're gonna get me out on the field for the national anthem. I'm gonna get to help hold that giant American flag they stretch out across the field. And
badass, huh?
Yeah, man. So I kind of got some connections. So if the Packers do end up coming here for the playoffs, I might have to get me in there. Or I got the idea. I'll tell them I'll come back and I'll sell 50-50 tickets for them again for that game.
Heck yeah.
That way I can watch. I'll get to watch the fourth quarter. But
there you
go. So anyways, man, the playoff picture's looking pretty fun. Of course, the Lions are in that spot where that bye. Mm-hmm. And then the Vikings would go to Atlanta for the playoffs if they started off today. And that's a matchup I really enjoy too, is seeing the Vikings go face Kirk Cousins. But like you said, Kirk Cousins is dwindling.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins he needs to get his game back. Maybe his bye week helped him, because if he doesn't, they could be in trouble. And I mean, they were already putting in Penix and to see what he could do, right? So yeah, I would be interested to see what happens with Atlanta, because Atlanta is one of those teams that can go either way right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, I just want to respect everyone's time, and we can jump into any last words. You got any last words today, Amar?
Oh man, any last words, man? Shoot, I am just I know this has been a grind for us as Packer fans. I think people need to remember that we're still 8-3 right now, and I think that it doesn't feel like we're 8-3, and this time last year, we were just trying to scrape by and get into the playoffs, right? And this team has definitely been through it. And no matter what we see, until the clock says 0-0-0, the Packers always have a chance. And they proved that last year. And I think that, them being their bully, which is the San Francisco 49ers, regardless of how depleted they were, is a step in the right direction to show that they were able to go up against a team and they were able to beat them down like they should. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, when you're playing a bad team, you should be able to beat the hell out of them, right? And they did just that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the test that they're going to have, because Miami's offense is probably one of the fastest offenses they've ever played. I mean, we keep talking about Tyreek Hill and Waddle and Jonnu Smith. We can't forget about Devon Achane, who's like an absolute monster in the backfield. And then, of course, they have Raheem Mostert, who literally broke all of our hearts in 2019, right? So for me, my last words are, let's enjoy the ride. Let's get happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And to everyone, enjoy your food, enjoy your drinks, be safe, be responsible, take Uber, don't drive, drink and drive, don't smoke and drive if you can avoid it, and enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, enjoy friends, whoever you're with, enjoy yourself. You're by yourself. It's all good. And let's just hope that the Packers come away that Thursday night with a victory so we can enjoy our Black Friday.
Absolutely. Well said. True North Packers fans, my last word is that the O-line has low-key played well this season.
I agree.
They've been solid for sure. I still got some questions about them now. And that we can talk about that another time.
Yes, sir.
My last words. I just want to say, hey man, Amar, I'm thankful for you, man. Thanks for working with me and doing this show. I'm thankful for our listeners, and I just want to tell everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. And if you are alone and you are feeling alone, reach out, man. And I'm here if you need someone to talk to. But hey, go Packers. It's always better. It's always a better Thanksgiving when the Packers play. I always love football on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
But when the Packers play, it makes my day. We got 4 primetime games coming up in a row. Let's go get all 4 of them, baby. That's what I got to say.
That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, dog.
All right. Well, hey, everyone enjoy your turkey, your ham, your potatoes, your stuffing, whatever you have to eat on Thanksgiving. Hopefully you don't get too full and fall asleep before the Packers end the night with 3 football games. But here's to us next Monday doing Victory Monday number 9. All right. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack.